In today's video, we'll discuss Behren Morton's health. Is he good to go for Texas Tech after this week's bye week? And will he be QB1 for the Red Raiders against the Houston Cougars down in H-Town? Also, should there be some QB1 questions with how well Will Hammond played out in Salt Lake City? A lot of people are asking, and Joey McGuire, well, he nipped that in the bud pretty quick. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Red and Black Report. Appreciate y'all tuning in to today's video. Jam-packed show discussing the latest, including a Pete Nakos report discussing Behren Morton and exactly what was wrong with him out in Salt Lake City. And then really the question that has persisted over the past 48 hours after Texas Tech had that colossal win out in Salt Lake City, just absolutely dominating the Utah Utes, specifically in the fourth quarter. Should Will Hammond be QB1? We'll discuss that. I have a pretty firm stance of where I'm at. We'll hear from you guys down in the comments as we always do, but let's go ahead and jump into the report from On Threes, Pete Nakos. You see it on your screen right there. Texas Tech quarterback Behren Morton is sore from a hard hit to the neck area that sidelined him versus Utah, but isn't expected to miss any time. Sources tell On Three Sports. The Red Raiders are on a bye this week before visiting Houston on October 4th. Texas Tech is now ranked number 12 in the AP poll. That's not a surprise. This is really what has been said over the past 48 hours surrounding Behren Morton. It sounded like Texas Tech really wanted to play it safe. They knew what they had in Will Hammond. He's an absolute dog. Joey McGuire talked about it in terms of the post-game presser with Jenny Taft there on the field after Texas Tech did secure that 34-10 victory, saying we have a standard here at Texas Tech. If you are on the field, you are held to that standard, regardless of the circumstances. You need to be prepared to be in those type situations. And credit to Will Hammond. He was prepared to be in that type of situation. Now, does it suck for Behren Morton? Yeah, I mean, there's no doubting that. The main issue I have here is this. There is a lot of people asking or, well, just blatantly saying, Will Hammond should be QB1. I'm not going to go that far, and Joey McGuire isn't either. He actually came out and said, bar for bar, basically, after the Utah game, if Behren Morton's healthy, he's our quarterback. Will deserves a lot of praise for how he played, but QB1 is Behren Morton if he is healthy. I'll say this. I think there's two ways you can look at this, and they kind of merge together at the end. I think we can all agree from the standpoint of Will Hammond and his skill set, that he may present a few more avenues to success for the Texas Tech offense due to the fact that he is mobile. You can run him out of the pocket a little bit more, and there is that true threat for him to use his legs in terms of the dual threat aspect of it. But if Texas Tech wants to reach their overall peak ceiling, in my opinion, Behren Morton has to be your quarterback. And the reason being is this. I think when it comes to the cerebral aspect of this, Behren Morton is the clear better quarterback. When it comes to the mobility side of things, I think Will Hammond is the clear better quarterback, right? And the aspect of really just knowing this offense, I think both are pretty damn good at it, right? Obviously, Behren didn't get to go through spring practice. Will did, so hey, they both learned the playbook in different ways, but Behren Morton looked really good before he was hurt. And I'm talking about the 3 games and even the Utah game. I mean, he had one bad throw to Caleb Payday Douglas where it was completely underthrown. The Utah defender made a great play on the sideline to pick it off. I will not hear the slander of people saying that that throw to Coy Aiken was a bad throw. It simply wasn't, okay? I know Behren Morton will say, hey, I have to throw that ball better, right? But that's because he's a leader. Coy Aiken has to catch that football. And if we're being honest with ourselves, that's the truth, okay? You have the opportunity to go get that football. It's a 50-50 ball, and you flat out just lose it. Shout out to the Utah defender for stealing that ball away, but that is a good thrown football, and Coy Aiken has to catch it, okay? By no means am I saying Behren Morton was perfect against Utah. He clearly wasn't. Texas Tech was struggling a little bit after that first drive where they got 7 points. That being said, in terms of the ceiling and the true aspirations for this football team, I think Behren Morton has the higher chance in terms of getting Texas Tech to that. Okay. That's not to discredit Will Hammond. If Will Hammond has to play, I have the utmost confidence in him. I mean, point being the Utah game, right? But I think there is also some factors in this as well. Utah prepared for who? They prepared for Behren Morton. It is difficult for a defense to pivot really hard to a guy that is a dual threat quarterback in Will Hammond mid-game. And credit to Will Hammond and Mac Leftwich for making that Utah defense pay. Okay? 100%. Not trying to take anything away from them. That being said, it's a lot harder to do what Will Hammond did when a team is preparing for it. Okay? And again, I think Will Hammond is the future. I think he is fantastic. The issue is for me, when it comes to these big relevant games that Texas Tech is going to play in now, because again, we talked about it on the previous video here on the channel, discussing Texas Tech moving up to number 12 in the AP poll. You are now the hunted. You are no longer the hunter, right? You are the hunted. Everyone is placing that target on your back. All right, they're coming after you, Texas Tech. And the issue in terms of starting Will Hammond, and I don't even want to call it an issue. That's probably a bad term. What I am concerned about is the fact that he is a redshirt freshman and he's never been in those type of moments. Now, to be fair, Behren Morton really hasn't either. The issue is Behren Morton has a lot more football under his belt at the Power 4 level. And that's not to say I don't feel comfortable with either or out there. I don't, but I do know this, and you do too in your heart of hearts. Joey McGuire is as loyal as they come. Behren Morton is as loyal as they come. Joey McGuire is going to prove that loyalty to Behren Morton because, first of all, he's earned it on the field. He's been really good when he's been playing, but also because he has been loyal to Texas Tech. He has been loyal to Joey McGuire. Therefore, Behren Morton will be QB1 if he is healthy this year for the Red Raiders. All right, I did want to give some Will Hammond praise, though, because my goodness, we need to put some context around just how good Will Hammond is. In fact, let's go into this tweet. I mean, this is unbelievable stuff. So for those that don't know, you look at this. This is the PFF grades. Will Hammond, yeah, buddy. Yeah, he made the PFF all week 4 team. I'll show you that here in just a second. What he did against Utah was downright disrespectful in the second half. It truly was. And again, I know some of y'all are going to come in the comments and probably say, oh, you're a Behren Morton apologist. No, I think both are great. I just know realistically what Joey McGuire is going to do. If Behren Morton is healthy, he's going to be QB1. Both are really good. But if, again, Behren Morton is healthy, he will be QB1. Not my words. Joey McGuire has already said as much. Okay? And he's proven that time and time again. Let's go ahead and look at this, though, as well. This from the Texas Tech main account on Twitter in terms of Texas Tech football. Got some dudes. It's what it takes sometimes, just flat out having better players. A.J. Holmes Jr. is wild to me. He would be the best defensive tackle on 14 other teams in the Big 12. And he is your third best defensive tackle or interior defensive lineman. And then Jacob Rodriguez, he's the best defender in the Big 12. I mean, yeah, he's the best defender in the Big 12. I was going to say maybe it's his own teammate, David Bailey, but Jacob Rodriguez, it's either him or David Bailey. Have fun picking which one you want. But Jacob Rodriguez was absolutely just lunatic levels of disrespectful defensively out in Utah. A pick, a Peanut Tillman forced fumble. He was a tackling machine. Devin Dampier will be seeing Jacob Rodriguez and his nightmares for probably the foreseeable future. And for that, I want to apologize, but we apologize for nothing because there's a few things that Texas Tech fans this year don't apologize for. What is the first one? You know what it is with me. We don't speak broke. We're not going to apologize for going out there and getting this roster. Ohio State didn't have to apologize when they did it. Why the hell should we? Why the hell should we? Right? And we ain't going to apologize for absolutely dominating your favorite football team. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that here at Texas Tech this year. We'll be humble, and we'll wait until after the game, right? but have fun trying to beat Texas Tech. It's going to be pretty damn difficult with that defense led by Jacob Rodriguez, David Bailey, Leah Hunter, Skylar Gill-Howard, Romello Height, Ben Roberts, John Curry, Bryce Pollock, Dante Balfour, Cole Wisniewski, Brennan Jordan. The list goes on and on, people. It's a top 5 defensive unit in the country. Have fun trying to figure that one out. And the offense, it's pretty damn good too. Led by Behren Morton or Will Hammond. It don't matter. Mac Leftwich has them boys cooking. But the big news for Texas Tech, according to Pete Nakos of On3 Sports, as I went on a little tangent there, got a little excited about that Texas Tech defense and just this team in general. Behren Morton sounds like he had a stinger in his neck. He should be good to go after the bye and should start down in Houston for what at the time of this recording is number 12 Texas Tech. We'll see how the rankings change for that matchup for Texas Tech down in H-Town. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Appreciate y'all tuning into this one. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video and join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube by simply hitting that subscribe button. It's 100% free, people. It literally costs you $0 dinero, zero pesos, zero moolah, quiche. I don't know, whatever your favorite term for money is, it costs you nothing. So if you want to stay in the know on everything Texas Tech football, men's basketball, what's happening in the portal, we'll have some pretty fun news here in the not too distant future about the high school recruiting ranks for the Red Raiders on the gridiron and much more. This is the place for you, and the best way to do so is hit that subscribe button. All right, I'm RC Maxfield reminding you, as always, stay safe and Wreck 'em Tech.